Hey guys, Addict Cyclist here. Just wanted to update the 2023 Cervelo S5 build here. Ended up getting some Vittoria Corsa Pros on the Reserve 5263 wheels, and just wanted to kind of give my highlights on how easy the setup was and my initial impressions on just kind of working with these wheels here. So basically, the reserve valves that come are specific to the 52 and the 63. So it comes with a longer valve in the rear and a shorter valve in the front to keep it uniform here with the same length extending, so you don't have one valve length longer than the other. And the 30 mil Corsa Pros. Now, why did I choose 30? I had ordered 28s, and I put the 28s on, and they kind of just looked a little narrow, believe it or not, on these wheels. These reserve wheels are very, very wide. The fronts are 35 mil wide external, and I just felt the 28 didn't really sit well. So I ended up putting a pair of 30s on, and I just loved the way it looked. And we're only talking about a 5-gram difference in weight for the 30s versus the 28 Vittoria Corsa Pros. So initially, I've never used, well, I used Vittoria cotton tires years ago when they first came out with the graphene version. But I was nervous about trying to fit tires on these very wide external rims. So I had purchased a bike hand, which is an awesome tool. It actually helped me get the GP5000 tube types on these black ink wheels because they are a nightmare to get on. The 5000s are very, very tough to work with on most wheels. But anyway, I didn't need to do that. I ended up also grabbing this true tension device, which you've probably seen on Amazon or you probably seen on Instagram. Didn't need either of them. I was able to actually get these Corsa Pros on by hand, no fight. And as far as getting them mounted and seated, very easy. I didn't even take the valve core out and blow it up like I usually do. I just got one of these Presta Schrader connections here and just use that, and it mounted no problem. A couple quick snaps, and here we are. I will note that the Silca Ultimate Tubeless Sealant is the first time that I've used this, and it's a little messy, but let me tell you something. There's so much fiber in it, carbon fiber. I'd be shocked if it doesn't work extremely well compared to the, I use Stan's Pro. I've also used the race sealant. I've also used the regular Stan's. I've also used the endurance sealant from Orange Seal, and I just felt that if I'm going to try tubeless again, I'm going to give it my best shot here. So this is probably the best from what I've read and seen, and as far as the reviews, the best sealant for tubeless tires. And again, another reason why I went with 30s is that, yes, they are only 2 millimeters wider than the 28s, but you can run about 6 to 8 lower PSI per Corsa's website. So I figured if I can run lower PSI, that will give the opportunity for the sealant to do its job because there would be less high volume pressure in there. And also it is noted that the larger tires tend to help a little bit better with the interface of the sidewall and tread connection in terms of getting any type of damage into this area here. So I do have a pair of calipers, which I will get out here in a second, because I am curious to see what they measure up to, the 30s on these reserve turbulent aero wheels here. So let's zero out the calipers, turn it on, and there's no battery. All right, so let's see what we got here. Bear with me. Holy moly. So the fronts measure 33 mils. A little over 33. And the rears, with these 30 mounted up, are same thing, a little under 33. Can't really see it because of the shadow. But they're basically 33 front and rear. So super, super cool, super excited to get these things rolling here. You can see how wide they are. And yeah, they just look super premium. They feel really premium. They're very pliable and anxious to get on the road. I'm gonna run about 65 in the rear and about 62, 63 in the front, per Vittoria's website here. So we'll see how that gets on, and I will report back of my impressions of the tires here. So I do have a set of 28s that I am going to keep as a backup in case I chose to go that route here on the Ostro, based on ride feel. So right now I am running 28s on the Ostro, GP5s for the 2024 season here, so brand new. And with the Revolup Race Light TPU tubes here, I'm giving TPU a try here. So I'm going back on a few things, but I'm going to make a couple modifications. Again, went with a lighter, I went with a TPU tube. I went with a wider tire, hopefully to run at a slightly lower pressure to get rid of that harshness that I was feeling. The roads, when they're smooth, they feel great. But when it gets a little rough, it's very chattery on the TPU. It's not as compliant and obviously not as smooth as latex. So, yep, this is where we are. And the next video will basically show the bike as it's going to be rolling in 2024. Thank you.